Hello kids, welcome to Free School Guru. Today's session we're going to learn about pronouns. Quick recap. In last session we learned about noun, which was the first part of speech, and pronoun is another part of speech that we are going to cover today. So what is a pronoun? I briefly told you in the first session. So pronoun is a word which is used in place of a noun. Again, a pronoun is a word which is used in place of a noun. So let's pick an example. If I say Miss Ray is the principal of this school, full stop. Miss Ray is a great teacher, full stop. All students respect Miss Ray. So Miss Ray is a noun and I've used it 3 times across 3 sentences. Now, if I were to replace some of the nouns in this lines in these sentences with a pronoun, I would say Miss Ray is the principal of the school. She is a great teacher. All the students respect her. So you noticed I replaced Miss Ray with she in one of the sentence, and then I replaced Miss Ray with her. So she and her, what are they? They are nothing but pronoun. So let's write the definition of pronoun. A pronoun is a word that is used to replace a noun. Okay, now let's try to understand in context of different person. So we use pronoun in 3 categories: first person, second person, and third person. Now let's look at one by one each of these. First person is the person who's speaking. For example, I, we. Okay, so I am eating my food. So this is the first person talking, so that's why I. Second person, the person being spoken to. So for example, you. Okay, you are eating food. It becomes second person. Third person, the person being spoken about. For example, he, she, it, they. For example, he is eating his food. She is playing in the ground. So we're talking about the third person, and he, she, it, they are some of the examples of a third person pronoun. Okay, so far so good. Okay, good. Now let's look at the different types of pronoun. So just like nouns, there are different types of pronoun that we're going to look at today. What's the first type? First type is demonstrative pronouns. What is a demonstrative pronoun? A pronoun that is used to point out the object or object which it refers to is called a demonstrative pronoun. A pronoun that is used to point out the object or objects which it refers to is called a demonstrative pronoun. For example, this is a book. This is a pen. So I'm using this word to demonstrate this is a book. That is a big tree. I'm pointing out at that tree. I'm demonstrating. I'm telling somebody that is a tree. So let's write the definition first. A pronoun that is used to point out object or objects which it refers to is called a demonstrative pronoun. And I'll write some, so let's try to understand with some more examples. That is a beautiful book. Another example. These birds are nice. Let's pick the demonstrative pronouns from these sentences, from these examples. So if I look at the first example, this is a beautiful book. That is a beautiful book. So that is used to demonstrate the book, and hence it becomes a demonstrative pronoun. Next sentence. These birds are nice. So these becomes demonstrative pronoun. Simple to understand? Okay, good. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next type of pronoun. So the next type of pronoun is interrogative pronouns. Interrogative pronouns. What are interrogative pronouns? A pronoun that is used to ask a question is called an interrogative pronoun. So let's take a couple of examples here. What do you think? Which is your house? These are all interrogative pronouns because you're asking a question. Let's write the definition first and then we'll take some more examples. A pronoun that is used to ask a question is called an interrogative pronoun. Let's write few examples. What do you want? Whom did you meet? Okay, so in these two examples, let's try to understand and identify interrogative pronouns. So, what in the first sentence, what is used to ask a question? So, what becomes an interrogative pronoun? Second example, whom did you meet? Whom is the word that is used to ask a question. So what and whom, they become interrogative pronoun. Okay, simple to understand? Good. Let's move to the next one. So the third type of pronoun, reflexive pronouns. Very easy to understand. So I will start with some examples so that you understand. The pronouns like myself, ourselves, yourself, yourselves, himself, herself, themselves, when used as the receiver of an action, are called reflexive pronoun. So when I say, I enjoyed myself, so it's a reflexive. It's talking about receiver of an action. I enjoyed myself. I go to school myself, which means I am the receiver of the action. Action is going to the school, and how I'm doing it? Myself. So it becomes reflexive pronoun. So let's write the definition first. Okay. So pronouns when used as the receiver of an action are called reflexive pronouns. Let's take some example. She is riding the bike herself. We enjoyed ourselves. So I'm sure now you can recognize the reflexive pronouns in this sentence. So she is riding the bike herself. So she is a pronoun, but then the action is riding the bike and she's doing it herself. So herself becomes your reflexive pronoun. We enjoyed ourselves. We is a pronoun. And when we say we enjoyed ourselves, the action is being enjoyed and ourselves becomes reflexive pronoun. Simple to understand? Yes. It's very easy to identify reflexive pronouns in a sentence. Okay? Let's look at the next one now. So far we learned about 3 types of pronoun. Let's look at the next one. What's the next one? The next one is called emphasizing pronoun. Emphasizing pronouns. A pronoun that is used to convey emphasis is called an emphasizing pronoun. For example, I myself saw him coming. She herself told me so. So difference between emphasizing and reflexive pronoun is reflexive pronouns are used as a receiver of an action when you see an action is being doing. So for example, she was riding the bike herself. But here we are emphasizing on something. So for example, I myself saw him coming. Okay, so let's write this definition. A pronoun that is used to convey emphasis is called an emphasizing pronoun. So an example would be I myself saw him coming. Okay, another example. Okay, or let's say she herself told me so. So both myself and herself here, they become emphasizing pronoun. It's a very slight difference between reflexive pronouns and emphasizing pronouns. So you have to understand it really well. When there's action being performed as a receiver of an action, right, that becomes a reflexive pronoun. But when you are emphasizing or in a sentence, it becomes emphasizing pronoun. Okay, so far so good. Okay, good. Now let's move on to the last one. The last type of pronoun is called possessive pronoun, the most important one. Possessive pronoun. A pronoun that shows possession of something is called a possessive pronoun. A pronoun that shows possession of something is called possessive pronoun. So for example, my, mine, hers, his, these are all possessive pronouns. Let's take an example. That is my car. Okay, now if I say I need to use a possessive pronoun here, I would say that car is mine. Okay, so that is my car, and if I convert it, it becomes that car is mine. So mine becomes possessive pronoun. Okay, let's take some more examples of such words. My, mine, yours, his, hers, theirs. So if you noticed, all these words are basically identifying a possession of something. So if I say this pet, this is our pet. Now if I were to convert this into a sentence, I would say, convert this into a sentence using a possessive pronoun, I would say this pet is ours. So ours becomes a possessive pronoun. Similarly, that is their school. Now if I want to rewrite the sentence using possessive pronoun, I would say that school is theirs. Possessive pronoun is the most important pronoun to understand, so please spend some more time on this. Let me close the session with one more example of a possessive pronoun. This is her doll. This is her doll. Now let's try to rewrite the sentence using possessive pronoun. This doll is hers. Okay, so what it becomes now is a possessive pronoun. Again, I'm going to just underline possessive pronouns. Mine, ours, hers. These are all possessive pronouns. Okay, so hope this session was useful. I would recommend you to go back, start looking at some more worksheets to understand the pronoun and different types of pronouns. So this is all for this session. I'll come back with next session, which will be on adjectives. So till then, I'll sign off. Take care. Good luck. Bye.